Easy rewards, 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 easy rewards.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen Amma ba'd Fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Rasulallah As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Habiballah As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Nabiyallah Wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Nurallah. It's mentioned, dear viewers of Madani Channel, that the best of creation and the most fragrant creation, the most beloved to Allah, Allah loves him the most. The Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, he has stated in many places, it's mentioned about the excellence and the rewards of reciting peace and blessings. You know, what are the rewards and the excellence for sending peace and blessings, salawat, upon the best of creation himself? But he himself was also mentioned in Al-Jami Us-Saghir, page number 320, hadith number 5191, that to recite salah upon me is nur on the bridge of Sirat. Keep sending peace and blessings upon the best of creation. Don't stop this no matter what. If you haven't really thought about this and you haven't implemented this in your daily lives, you go into the, walk into the car, read Durood Sharif, dropping somebody off the Durood Sharif, coming traveling something, coming somewhere home, read Durood Sharif, going to the masjid, Durood Sharif, coming back home, read Durood Sharif, lying down, sitting, doing nothing, read Durood Sharif. If you haven't made this intention that at least 313 times, according to the Madani Amat of Amiri al-Student, the small booklet that Amiri al-Student has given us, that's a daily questionnaire basically, a Q&A, where you sit there and look at the questions and then answer whether yes, I have done this or no, I haven't done this. And one of those, mashallah, beautiful questions in the Madani Amat is, have you read 313 times? And one of the reasons 330 times, the blessed scholars of Islam, they say that the one who recites peace and blessings upon the best of creation 313 times, his name is written amongst those who recite abundantly upon the best of creation, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. Dear viewers of Madani Channel, in the last episode in this beautiful silsila, we talked about the intentions for borrowing money and how, when one borrows money, how he can fall into a trap of shaitan and how he avoids the formalities and how, inshallah azawajal, for example, to please Allah and His Rasul, not only he borrows money, but he follows Sharia, he complies with Sharia, he acts upon the Shari'at, the conditions he has between the brother who he's borrowed money from, and then he tries to, give the debt back, and he gives him extra money as well, inshallah azawajal. Not only that, he tries to make good intentions that, he will thank the brother and be there for him the way he was there for him in his time of need. And not only, dear viewers of Madani Channel, is intentions for borrowing money a asan neki, an easy reward. Today, like I mentioned in the last episode, we'll be talking about the intentions for lending money as well, and how many negatives this can, bring, but how many beautiful Madani pools, Amir al-Sunnah has mentioned, and the blessings that it can bring as well. So the first thing I would like to mention is the negatives, dear viewers of Madani Channel. What is, the intentions for lending money? Giving money to somebody else now. What is the bad? What are the tricks of shaitan that could happen to me and to you? And the very first one is, dear viewers of Madani Channel, and I'm sure a lot of you will agree with me, is when we give money, we are not doing it to please Allah and His Rasul. In fact, this is one separately itself. We're not giving money, lending money to somebody because we like him, because we want to please a Muslim, because the very most important thing is to please Allah and His Rasul. We're not doing it for that, but we're trying to show that I am a wealthy person. We're trying to have this mindset, we have a yearning for power, dear viewers of Madani Channel. It's very bad, but we have this evil, poisonous mindset without even realizing that it's poisonous for us, that I am a wealthy person. People should do my vava. People should say, look, this guy is rich. And, people should stand up for me and all this kind of stuff. Because why? Because I have money. And I want to show this by giving it to somebody to make him realize that, I am better than you. That's what it all comes down to. I am better than you. I am at a higher position than you. I have a better job than you. I have a better car than you, a better house than you. And you know what? My level is above your level. You know, dear viewers of Madani Channel, it's really, I'm sorry to say this, but it's ridiculous. Our intentions have become so bad that we don't even realize what we're thinking half of the times. We don't even realize what we're saying. You know, we might even borrow somebody money. Here you go. You know, make sure, you know, you remember this favor of mine. Why are you mentioning that? Who gave you the right to mention that? Are you owning a person by giving him money? Dear viewers of Madani Channel, money has become such a thing. Do you know Shaitan kissed money? When money was created, he kissed it and he placed it in his eyes. There's a reason for this. It's because it leads to many doors of evil. And he knows he makes people's heads spin around because of money. Look what people will do. So many examples I can give you. One is like, you know, like I said, you make the other person feel bad that you're better than him. 2, you make him feel like you own him. 3, you remind him that, you know what, if you don't give me the money back, you know, this can happen and that can happen. You know, I'm a busy man, you're going to have to phone me and this and that. And then we expect favors. We start thinking that, you know, when I walk into the room, you should be standing up. You should be singing my praises. And why are you borrowing monies to somebody? Why are you lending it to someone? Dear viewers of Madani Channel, priorities are all over the place. We're thinking to ourselves that, you know, if I lend money, you know, all this should work for us. We should be like a king to this person because I've helped him in his time of need. Madallah wa a'udhu billah. It's like people worship money. It's like we don't do sajda to money, no way. But the way we act for money, dear viewers of Madani Channel, are we supposed to question, are we supposed to act like this for money? Or are we supposed to act like this, you know, are we supposed to act in a way to please Allah and His Rasul? What kind of Muslims are we? So this is the very first thing, the first negative to summarize is that when we, you know, the 3 points I've mentioned, you could say, you're not giving it for Allah and His Rasul. And because you're not giving it for Allah and His Rasul, you're not lending money to somebody, you're making the person, you know, feel as if that you own him. And you're borrowing it to him, you're lending the money to him to remind him that I am better than you, I'm in a better position than you, I have a better job, I'm wealthy than you. And then on top of that, you expect, you know, to click your fingers and then everything happen for you. Meaning when you walk in the door, you know, this person should serve you, this person should stand up, he should kiss your hand, etc., etc. No, dear viewers of Madani Channel, honestly, if you're thinking like this, it's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. There's no other way to put it, because why? This, you're not only opening the door of Jahannam for yourself, you're doing this in the month of Ramadan, astaghfirullah wa a'udhu billah, and then you're opening many doors that are leading towards the hellfire. And alhamdulillah, Dawat Islami is here to remove each and every single path towards the hellfire and change its course all the way to Medina. And then from Medina to Jannatul Firdaus with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But dear viewers of Madani Channel, this will only happen when you watch Madani Channel again and again. You come to the Ijtima of Dawat Islami again and again. You sit itikaf with Dawat Islami and again. And then you realize what is pride. What got Shaitan out of Jannat and his destiny into Jahannam forever. It was things like this, dear viewers of Madani Channel. It's nothing to do with money. Don't get it wrong. But he had pride. The feelings that come with money is pride. I am better. So this is the negatives, dear viewers of Madani Channel, that I wanted to mention. Now let's look at the positives and the good intentions that we can make. You know, that when we lend somebody money, refraining from all the bad, when we think about all this bad, we think we're not going to make this intention. What good intentions can we make now? And the very first one, like every episode I mention, is first and foremost to please Allah and His Rasul. That I am pleasing Allah and His Rasul, that's why I am lending the money to whoever you're lending it to. Poor person or a rich person. I am doing this for the sake of Allah and His Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. Then after that, I am pleasing a Muslim. Why? Because like I mentioned in the episode before, I'll mention it again, dear viewers of Madani Channel, to be that constant reminder that we all need, first and foremost to myself, that after all the fard acts, the most beloved thing to Allah is when a Muslim pleases another Muslim. So I will please another Muslim by pleasing Allah and His Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam and act upon this saying. Before I tell you more, I want to mention a beautiful hadith, two actually. of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. Short narration and story about, borrowing money, and is this allowed? In the last episode we looked at, when people borrow money, and then in this episode we're looking about people giving money. So I want to mention a beautiful narration which is a daleel, is proof that borrowing money is allowed and lending money is also allowed. It is mentioned in Sunnah an-Nisa'i, page 753, hadith number 4692. Bukhari Sharif has also mentioned this in volume 2, page 754. That Nisa'i, rahmatullahi alayhi, reported from Sayyidina Abdullah bin Abi Rabi'ah, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, that the Holy Prophet, the most beautiful creation, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam, he borrowed some money from me. When the beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala wasallam got money, he sallallahu ta'ala wasallam paid off my debt, meaning he gave the money back to me and made this dua for me, that may Allah Azza wa Jal bless your family and wealth. And then the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala wasallam said, the recompense for debt is to thank the lender and pay off the debt. Allahu Akbar. And the second beautiful ahadith, the narration mentions in Sahih Bukhari, volume 2, page 470, hadith number 3480, and it's also mentioned in Bukhari Sharif, volume 2, page 762, that a person in the past, he used to lend money to people and instruct his slave. Meaning that this person, in the past, he used to give money to people, but through his slave. And whenever his slave used to go, wherever he used to go, for example, shopping or this or that, he used to see sometimes the poor people who owe him money, meaning his master. The person who chose the slave to, instruct him to go and lend people money, when the slave would see people, the person also added that, when you see the poor debtor, when you see the person who I have lent money to, forgive him. Why? With the hope that Allah Azza wa Jal will forgive us. Allahu Akbar. What a beautiful mindset. And where did this mindset lead him, dear viewers of Madani Channel? It's mentioned that when he died, Allah Azza wa Jal forgave him. Allahu Akbar. So dear viewers of Madani Channel, sometimes, we can come into a negative here as well, that when we lend it to somebody, we might be thinking about wrong things. And then, on top of that, if we don't, and the brother doesn't give us the money back at the, time that was stipulated, meaning I say to you, I've given you money, dear viewers of Madani Channel. Let's do this scenario. Stay with me. I give you £100. I say to you, tomorrow I want this £100 back. You can't give it tomorrow. So what does it mention? It mentions that, the one who owes the money to somebody, the one who is supposed to take it, he should forgive him. So I should forgive you. And with the hope that Allah Azza wa Jal will forgive me. So when he died, this person, he passed away, Allah Azza wa Jal forgave him as well, because he had this mindset. So dear viewers of Madani Channel, looking at the negative, let's beat the negative. How? By staying patient and forgiving all the people who owe us money as well. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Dear viewers of Madani Channel, time doesn't allow me to go into further making good intentions of lending money to a needy person, but I will just quickly mention that, when you give money, make intention that I will earn rewards by fulfilling a need of a fellow Muslim, like I mentioned, and I will please his heart as to receive the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal. And also, if the time for paying the debt has approached and he is unable to pay off his debt, I will earn reward by giving him respite, meaning being forgiving towards him. So this is just summarizing everything what I've said, but there are so many more intentions of lending money to somebody. May Allah Azza wa Jal forgive me if I've said anything wrong, and enable us all in this last part of Ramadan to fully create and do as much as good intentions and deeds as we can, and refrain from all these things. Keep watching Madani Channel, dear viewers of Madani Channel. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam.
Easy rewards, easy rewards, easy rewards, easy rewards, easy